Is place where I was far from my parents, and I was the one who was supposed to lead myself. I had so many questions. I didn't know anyone around. But thank God for the institution and how it has allowed us as students to also exercise our freedom in worship. And so I joined the Christian Union, where I met most of my friends, and with time, I have also managed to make some important friendships. I got accountability from the Christian Union, and by God's grace, when I was in second year, I happened to be nominated as the Music and Creative Ministry Coordinator, where I started serving slowly. Now that the University Christian Union has the executive committee, which is nurtured and mentored by the patrons. Our patrons were, the then patron was Dr. Karau, and now we have Madam Ruth Monene and Dr. Humphrey, who are intentional really to work with us and ensure that they hold us accountable as leaders in the Christian Union. So through this opportunity, I have been nurtured as a leader. I would say that positive values have been inculcated in me, because in the course of serving, I had to learn values such as integrity, and also be grounded in Christian principles and uphold good character as a good example, which is expected of a leader. So I really thank God for that opportunity to be in the Christian Union and to be nurtured, to be a beneficiary of programs that were sometimes funded by the school. At times we would invite speakers, and we really thank God that the institution allowed us to invite outside speakers that would come and facilitate our programs. We are so thankful, and personally, I am grateful, and I know that I will forever be indebted to this institution, because I actually share with my friends and say that this is my place of formation. I have been made who I am to even be able to speak to a congregation, which I would not do previously. And all this I attribute to being attached to this beautiful institution, and also getting an opportunity to exploit my potential as a student. So may the Lord bless the administration. Thank you so much for empowering us as young ladies and gentlemen, and we trust that indeed the future is hopeful. Personally, I believe I am empowered to go and be productive in the corporate world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Madam Vice Chancellor, the deceased present, the registrars, and the students at large. Good morning. It's a pleasure for me to have a time to speak to the students once more, together as to today. I know you came here, most of you came here in 2022, and the time has moved so quickly. We wish maybe to stay longer, but it's time now for you to live and also make a way for yourselves. As you live, I believe you've got anxiety, and that anxiety is reasonable. If you don't have any, then there's something wrong with you, because you don't know where you're going to land. I don't think many of you are so sure where you're going to land, and that is why the Vice Chancellor saw it good to organize this day for you, so that you can be advised, so that you can have an idea of what's happening outside there, so that you can be instructed on how to maybe employ for jobs or how to create your own jobs. For me, I can give you a real life situation. Sometimes when you are here, the comfort is there. There's comfort in many, because you do the same thing, you live in the same place with your colleagues, and of course your parents are taking care of you. But once you are left out there, then you know you can be alone. So as you live, make sure that you Create networks among yourselves, first of all. Be able to trace your own colleagues, if you can. Because outside there is treacherous, and you cannot be able maybe to trust everybody that you'll meet. Can you let me call the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of Administration and Finance, Professor Member. Can you give him a class?
Thank you, Registrar. Good morning, everyone. Good morning up there. Are there more behind you? Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity. It's a great day. You guys should be happy that the Lord has made it up to this moment. Senior, thank you, God. Just hold yourself, please. Thank you, God. Men, you are not holding it. What's wrong? I didn't say you hold another person. I said just hold yourself and say thank you, God. Because this far, it's not you. It is God. And so I just want to say that those who have anxiety, as the dean have said here, that there are those who are fearing what is happening out there. There is better things out there. Don't fear. All you need is to let someone hold your hand. Not a human being. You need God to hold your hand. So for me, for this very short moment, I just want to refer you to the book of Isaiah. If you go to church, if you read the Bible, 43 verse 19. The book of Isaiah 43 verse 19, which says, "Behold, I am about to do something new. Even now it is coming."
Years ago, for some it's 5 years, most of these students began their academic journey in the university. When they came, we oriented them, we advised them, we encouraged them to work very hard, and I know they have done that, a good number of them. And we are expecting that in November 6th, precisely, we will be graduating you, and you will be going out there to join your colleagues in the job market. I'm sure some are going to graduate with first-class honors, and probably they'll find it out this year, out there to settle down and get employment. There are some who will graduate with pass. There are some, about 20% who started that time, who are not going to graduate from our experience, because we've been graduating around 78% or thereabout for reasons that probably some cannot be able to avoid. Others is because they didn't take our advice to work very hard. And we want to encourage you today that you listen very carefully to the message that we are going to get from all our speakers, because you are going to gain some skills, some knowledge, things that may make you get a job immediately once you leave this place, and things that may make a difference once you go out there.
It's now my pleasure to invite a boy child who was here, and his name is Were, to come and tell us how has it been. Karibu sana. Let's appreciate Were.
Thank you so much, the Dean of Students. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Joyce Agallo, DVC in charge of Academic and Student Affairs, Professor Mwala, and members of the management. Most of you understand what really happened between the year 2020 when the pandemic hit the entire world, COVID-19. It was really a trying moment that I think we went home for almost 1 year, but we still managed to navigate. There's no class for that. It was really a trying moment, and the Vice Chancellor can confirm to you for that. What we call austerity measures had to be taken in terms of, the student matters, and even with respect to management aspect. It was not easy. Now, that said, I was also privileged to be in the position. When I saw the outgoing student leaders being introduced, I was so overwhelmed, especially the chairperson, the chair lady, the lady in maroon. I was also in the same position that you are sitting right there. So I served as the SAMU chairperson for the year 2021-2022. And that year was not easy, but we managed. So the career director is it was not easy, but we managed. Leadership comes with a lot of challenges. So what really is going to drive you through, or rather propel you, is how you manage your leadership. So still I'm very grateful for the institution for having guided us through that period, and we managed. So the new leaders coming into the office, congratulations once again, but the task ahead is an elephant. I once sat just where you are sitting as a student, full of hope, full of questions, full of expectation, and make me reflect about career development in a dynamic world, where we need to embrace flexibility, we need to embrace adaptability, what maybe some people may call assertiveness. If I was not assertive, I think I would not have been engaged into a military kind of a career. So one really needs to be very assertive and flexible. So our outgoing student, please take note of that. So the theme is not just theoretical. It is real, it is practical. And in many ways, it is part of our stories. It speaks to the reality that the journey from the university to the workplace is linear, and that success often belongs to those who are willing to evolve. So I believe as you get out to this space, you are ready to evolve. Those of us who read Bible know very well a very common verse, Jeremiah 29:11, that for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future. So the plans are there, settled.
Number one, there is a student who is going to come out of here with a degree. And there is another student who is going to come out of here with a degree, experience, and proof of that experience. Who will the employer take? We are having a conversation. Mimi sikuangi serious sana. The one, which one, A or B? Why B? Because they have extra, right? So I want you to reflect and ask yourself, for the 4 years I've been at Machakos, from the first year I came in to my last year of 4.2, in a month's time, you're going to go out to the job market, leaving you 5 months to graduation. Naona mimi nimepiga hesabu. Ninakupigia hesabu. Miezi ni 5, urudi hapa, uvae gown. 6th November specifically, you get out. But, are you the A student or that B student? And that is why we are here today. Is it too late? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Now, most times when we finish our high school and we transition to university, we are mostly told, go major, go conquer, go win. You are the best. Probably, you're going to come out with more than a pass, right? But the reality also found on the ground, the top pass struggle also to integrate. I don't know why. But today when this Magina and when I spoke here, they say 2 things that I will borrow from them. I'll quote their words. Ubuntu, I am because we are. I am because we are. 2, adaptability, attitude, scaling, not just scaling, but upscale, flexibility. Hizo ni vitu mingi nimetaja, si ndio? In your classrooms every day, your lecturers teach you the major courses: engineering, accounting, social work, community development, all these beautiful courses. And that's the reason why you come to university. But there's something that when you come out and get experience, you will get. Skills that sometimes we cannot teach you in a classroom. And what are these skills? Soft skills. Communication. I took engineering, sipendi kuongea na watu. Mimi nitakaa tu kwa machine. I'll just fix things. It doesn't work that way. You will still need to go through an interview. You might be the best in handling that machine, but you cannot communicate with clarity. Munaiona? So, today I was invited to talk about volunteerism and internship. What is volunteering? When you define it, utaangalia upate inakwambia giving service with no payment. Free. Yani mambo ya bure. Na hiyo haki sidhani. Munapenda hiyo story? Who likes giving service for free? Please lift up your hands if you do. Now, I will change that definition. It's giving service for a cause. It's not for free, it is for a cause. And why are you giving this service? It's because you're being strategic. Volunteership is being strategic. Remember I have said you might not be paid. Actually, most volunteership spaces, as of 2 years, last year and this year, a lot of organizations have tried to not have volunteership. At least watapea mtu transport, wakupea lunch, but initially, in my time, ilikuwa bure. So when I say volunteership, it means you are actually contributing to a cause. Most of you are coming out in a month's time. You're going to try applying for jobs. I won't talk about that. There is a speaker for that. You will see the application saying 2 to 3 years experience. Jameni, mtu ametoka campus, akona miaka 2 ama 3 experience. Do you people have that? Who believes they have an experience of 2 to 3 years? Please shoot your hand up. 1 year. 1 year. 0 years. 0. Ala, muko mahali. Sasa, most of you have experience, the only thing you lack is packaging. When you came year 1, ulienda long holiday ya 3 months. Ulienda ukalala? Huh? You just went and watched movies. Some of you started a biashara. Some of you went to another person, a school nearby, mostly teachers. You volunteered. You said, let me give my services. What was that? That was experience. Those 3 months, you were hustling, making money, and another one went for free. They are still experiences. Year 2. Remember this time the university does not require you to go for anything. Year 2, you still went and got another attachment somewhere. Probably you were volunteering or you offered internship. Internship is where you're getting experience that is related to the course major you've taken. And you're gaining actual experience in relation to your kenye umesomea. Sawa. Umesoma ualimu, unaenda unafanya attachment in a place where ni ualimu. Volunteership, it's when you might end up going to any space. And you're not asking for anything. You're probably looking for exposure. Secondly, you're looking for an opportunity to just be valuable. Sawa. Both of them count. Mwaka ya pili huyu mwanafunzi akaenda for 3 months. akarudi shule. Third year, the school required you to go for an attachment. If I am very right? How many people went for their attachment? If you did go, just raise. Good. You added value to yourself. Now there's another student here who said, mi hawa wananichokesha. Si lazima, si mimi ndo nina degree yangu. And you're waiting to graduate. That attachment was to prompt you out to the job market and to actually practice the theory or the lessons you've learned. Na uende kujaribu kuzifanyia kazi. It was very important. But we say, is it late? No, it's not. You have how many months? Ngapi? If you didn't do your attachment, go do an attack. Please do. That is where you're getting. Those 2 years experience you see on job applications, 1 year experience, 4 years experience, that is how you liquidate them to count for you. Are we together? So we are all working towards becoming the B student, not the one who just has a degree. A degree, experience, and proof. Proof. If you go to Angaza today, as much as he's an alumni of this school, if you cannot prove you've done anything in this institution or outside there, it may be very hard for you to consider you. He may consider the student who did something within the period of 3 years.
Tell us if you're married or not married. Hey, you say, wow, I have a home in Machakos, I have a home in Saboti, I have something cooking on in Nairobi. I am not sure. They are asking these questions because as soon as you're employed, they put you on a pension and they will need a next of kin. Now these 3 arrangements that you have, in Saboti, something in Nairobi, something in Machakos, who are you going to put as your next of kin? Who? 2 months later, you're hit by the bus. If you're working in KRA, they owe your family 2 years of your salary. 2 years of your salary. You put the name of the one you had an arrangement with in Nairobi. On the day you were crossing the road, you were going to her to tell her, hey, ours is finished. Hey, and you die. She gets 2 times. Your mom and dad get so confused, they don't know who took this money. They are your parents. You have never shown them a certificate of marriage, and it is total confusion. Your cousins wonder, what happened to Andrew? He went to Machakos University. He was supposed to show us the way of organization. What happened to him? So get your KRA pin, because in this country, you cannot buy an Uber vehicle without a KRA pin. You cannot own land without a KRA pin. You cannot buy shares at the Nairobi Securities Exchange without a KRA. You cannot grow your wealth without a KRA pin. How are you going to move forward without a KRA pin? Get your life in order. Walk to MSSF and get an MSSF number. This is a first aid kit. Get your MSSF number, because sooner or later you will be in that employment bureau or office, and they're giving you an employment letter, and they're saying to you, fill in the details, the biodata form. NSSF number. NSSF, nini? National Social Security Fund. Go and register. Get the documents in order. Get a number. Go to SHA. That's the next one I want you to write there. Register for SHA. Register for SHA. Because upon employment, you not only contribute, but your employer is required to contribute on your behalf. On the day you're employed, having come from Machakos University and listened to us, you need to look extremely smart. Extremely smart. You have a card wallet at a SHA number. Ndioi. MSSF. Ndioi. KRA pin. Ndioi. ID. Ndioi. Maisha ka ndioi. Yani una kila kitu. Na passport size ndioi hizi unataka ngapi? 6, 10, 8 ama 2 peke yake. Look organized. Look organized. The next matter that I would like you to think about is register with NAIR. Register with NAIR. So that you declare that you are looking for a job, and as he did rightly mention, he will try and see if we can link you to companies and organizations that are looking for persons with your qualifications. Register with NAM. Go into your social media. Next. Go into your social media and open your Facebook and delete. Fanya nini? Delete. 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 You know, there's this lady, where is she? The one who came and gave us a brief. You're the one. Hello, madam. May I use you as an example? Yes, what's your name? You need to speak so that I hear. I cannot hear harder. And in an interview, it is your responsibility to make yourself heard. Madam. Agnes, very good, Agnes. Good. While you are here, I checked you on LinkedIn. You're not there. You don't have a LinkedIn page. So, how do we help you? How do we help you? Huh? She came, she took the mic, she was talking to us. Here, check LinkedIn. Wapi, hakuna? Or you have it? Sorry. Yeah, you don't have it. Why? Why? That's a frequently visited page by would-be employers. So open a LinkedIn page. Get your way into a good studio and get a good photograph. Get a good photograph and post it there. On YouTube, and this is not a class where we're going to use your time to teach you what you can teach yourself. We must understand that job search and transformation journey is a joint responsibility between yourself and us. You will do quite some bit of work. So visit LinkedIn and understand how to create a powerful and impactful LinkedIn page. Create one for yourself. You remember the first thing was take a photo of yourself just as you are? Because life is about to change. So delete your Facebook. That's where it was. Then create a LinkedIn page. Go to X, delete. Delete. You know, there's that message you send when you're in a heat of a moment. You were so annoyed. How could that politician say that? And you sent it. That is what is going to be snapped upon. And on that basis, we will make an impression or create a desire to whether to contract you or not even meet you at all. So on X, delete. X was Twitter. Alright? Which other Facebook page do you delete? Instagram. Very good. Go delete. Start afresh. Start your life afresh. If you need most of those posts, I don't know for who or for what, send them to your email. So that when your idol, if at all you will be, then you can check them. Otherwise, delete. Start your life afresh. And I mean this for real. I mean this for real. Nearly every week, I interview between 6 and 8 executives. And whenever I get invited by the companies that invite me, they send me the CVs. And the organizations I work for by now know that by the time they're sending me the CVs, they had better have done their background checks properly. Because the first thing I do before I meet this person or look through your CVs, pick your name from the list of names on the email or the WhatsApp, whatever communication we have agreed, and I check your LinkedIn. If you're not there, I go to Facebook. If I see something interesting or uninteresting, I begin to wonder if the panel should even meet this candidate. And I do know some HR managers who have lost their jobs, 2 to be specific, for not doing their background checks on candidates they're bringing to the boards. What I'm giving you are real solid tips to enable you move to the next level. Walk into the next point. Walk into a decent bank, and I say a decent bank in name, in location, in spread, and open a bank account. Because part of that biodata form, when they employ you, will be give us your bank account. You say, I think MksU is in KCB. Is it? Walk into a decent bank and open a bank account. So that when you are asked, which is your bank? You give the bank, you give the name. And a bank which you walked into and asked the questions you need to ask. Can I transact digitally? What accounts do you have? Are you spread around the country? Because I could get a job that takes me to Malindi. I could get a job that takes me to Lamu. I could get a job that finds me in Makueni or in Nakuru. And on the day I'm given the job, if you're employed by, for example, Ketraco, and they need you in Turkana, the next morning, come end of the month, they can't give you cash. They have to send it to your bank. Where are you going to find the bank to send or open an account in Turkana? And if there is one in Turkana which has one branch, when you come back to Nairobi or to a place near your village or wherever you want to live or leave your family behind, how will you access your money? If you went to the marriage certificate route, talk to your spouse and have an arrangement on the bank so that you open a decent account in a decent bank. Yes, open a new email address. Open a new email address. What is your email address? Say that again. Madam, you have. It is your responsibility to get. No, she does not need the mic. She is good enough in speaking. She does not need the mic. Because at an interview, you have to speak. And we put you at the very end of the table. What is your email? agnesmutei8@gmail. Very good, thank you very much. And next time I'll ask you to recommend someone else. Yeah, so I wouldn't harass you too much. You see that 8 there? You see that 8 there? It should not be there. It should not be there. Figure out how you want yourself to be described, because if you opened when you had to, maybe you're writing your KCSE or you're coming to the university, etc. Naturally, Google gives your birth date. Sometimes they write 85 or 92 or 97 because that's your day of birth, or your month of birth or something like that. Figure out what your email needs to be and get a decent email. Get a decent email, which you will put on your CV. Which you will put on your CV. So that your CV's email rhymes with the new look of who you are. So that you then take it to LinkedIn, you then take it to the new Facebook, you then take it to the new Instagram. Tunaanza upya. Sinikweli? Open a decent email address with your full names or your names sitting as comfortably as you wish them to be. And you can play around with your name, because this is what is going to take you into the future for a very long time to come. Get a new SIM card. That's the next number. Get a new SIM card. Get a new SIM card. And I do hope you know that the Communications Authority has now issued new guidelines. All chargers except C chargers are out of the market. Are you aware? Yes. So hii maneno ya kabambe tutawacha. So get a new SIM card. That new SIM card is very important. That new SIM card is very important. It is the one that you put on your CV. And you put it on a good phone. Go to the market and get all the kabambes that are still in existence. Because they have not made it illegal to continue selling the ones in the market. A kabambe goes for 1,500 to 2,000. Okay, are we together? Follow me. Get a new SIM card, put it in this new phone. Hii simu itakapolia, siku imelia, hata kama uko kwa nduthi, unafanya nini? Unashuka. Hii kazi. Tunaelewana? Hii kazi inaita hii. Hii sio rafiki, hii sio loan, hii kazi. Unashuka, kwenda mahali unajificha hivi, unasema, good afternoon, madam. Good afternoon. Good morning. Give it your morning. Give it his morning. Masi Wanjao speaking. How may I help you? Because this is an employer. You have not given this number to your father, you've not given this number to your mother, you have only given this job, this number to who?
Employer.
To your CV, to your potential clients. Get a new SIM card, load it with some little cash, and you will see what difference it will make in your life. Make peace with your siblings. Make peace with your parents. Make peace with your relatives. Make peace with them. You do not have the energy at this age now to keep holding grudges. People behaved as they behaved when they did. Now you are an educated member of society. You must be the bigger brother and the bigger sister to forgive them, so that you go forward much lighter in heart, in spirit, and on your shoulders. Begin a new you. I think it was emphasized and pleaded by us, to us by the NEA representative here, that we need to register a business. You see, in the 60s, in government, it was illegal for you to run more than one, or for you to have more than one income. If you are employed in government, they would never allow you to run your own business. But that has changed since. So register your own business. And under the Companies Act today, it is possible for a company to have one owner and therefore one director. So you do not need to tell people that I own a business, but open one. If your name is Mark Karanja, you can even say MK Group, or MK Brothers, or MK Limited. Start something, so that when tenders come, in the 5 months prior to November, you can tender and do various jobs. And if people ask you, to whom do we pay? You tell them, hey, you can pay MK Group, the bank is KCB, the bank is Stanbic, the bank is NCBA, this is the account, this is the carry number. Start thinking about self-employment right away. Don't wait until much later. How do you open a bank? How do you open a business? This is the next point I'm putting in. Open an e-citizen account. Open an e-citizen account. It will be the account that you will use when you are registering your marriage. It will be the e-citizen account you use when you're opening this business. It will be the e-citizen account when you are applying for the passport. It will be very useful in your life. Do not forget the password, because if you do, then you're in real trouble. Open an e-citizen account. Throw away the Crocs. Okay? When you take that photograph with those Crocs. But that's your life, which has now come to an end. Your life that is about to begin requires that you walk into a shop and get yourself a fair pair of trousers if you're a gentleman, at least 3 to 5 beautiful formal dresses if you're a lady. You need to get yourself a pair of good shoes. Dress well. Renew your wardrobe. No one has sympathy and no one will offer you understanding if you appear at an interview poorly dressed. No one. No one will give you that leeway. So get yourself a very good wardrobe. It doesn't need to be expensive. It just needs to be clean. It just needs to give you some aura of confidence when you stand before somebody or people. And you need to be able to match yourself with the kind of person you see yourself becoming. So throw away the Crocs, do away with the t-shirts, get away from multicolored clothes, and if you're a gentleman, get yourself at least 7 shirts in time to come. All plain colors, white works best. Because with white, you don't have to worry about the kind of tie that sits on it. If you're so well dressed like my dear good gentleman there, you're very well dressed, your name is? Say that again? No, they think they're the ones. I'm talking to the gentleman behind. I like that confidence. Hey! Yes, very good gentleman. Come around. Come around, Thomas. Come around. Come around. I looked at the choir when he was singing here. I looked at the choir, and there were only 4 people whom I could classify ready for an interview. The choir that was in front here. 1 lady, 3 gentlemen. I hadn't seen that you are multi-clashing, but no problem. Yeah, this is a wonderful jacket. Please take a photograph of it and then donate it to your younger sibling on a second. Yeah. But you can see this shirt. This shirt, you can only place it with certain colors of ties. Like the one he has matched it with is beautiful. It's very, very nice. A broken suit sits very nicely over the weekends, but not between Monday and Friday. You remember what the owner of Equity Bank said? In my bank, and they've just made 75 billion Kenya shillings in profit. 75 billion. And when he first joined Equity Bank, Equity was at the brink of closure. Today, 75 billion. When he says my bank, he knows what he's talking about. People will dress not as they wish, but as my customer wants. So, I am a customer there. This broken suit is not acceptable. This shirt and tie, wonderful. The trouser, splendid. The shoe, you see that little silver thing down there? And the pointed look? Take a good photograph. Give it to your children. You see this beard? Yes, trim it a bit. But take a photograph so that you show people how you are dressed when you are in campus. This beard has to be. Thank you so much. Now, you know, it's time you went back to your primary school. It's time you went back to your secondary school. It's time you visited the hospital where you were born. If you were born in a hospital. And if you're not, don't worry. But it's time to put your certificates together. And the first certificate is what? Your birth certificate. Talk to your parents. You remember I told you to have a good relationship with them? Talk to your parents and gather your documents together. No one can do this for you. Get a file that has clear papers where you can insert your original documents and get another one where you can insert your copies. And the first certificate is your birth certificate. The second certificate is your baptismal certificate, if you were baptized. And then you come to every primary school you went to, the living certificate. If you went to only one, the living certificate of your school. And then do not put in the result slip. Get the NEC certificate. Get the NEC certificate for your primary school. Then, for secondary school, get the living certificate of your secondary school. Then get your exam certificate of your secondary school. Come to the university, get your admission letter. Your admission letter. Get your first year transcripts, your second year, your third year. Your fourth year may not be here, but look out for it. And as soon as they announce that the certificates are ready, get it and put it there. That certificate you obtained when you played volleyball, when you participated in a leadership role, when you did this or the other, or whatever it is that you did when you were in secondary school, in primary school, in the university, put them together. Laminate all of them and put them in a file, which is your personal file, with copies of your ID, both sides taken, with copies of your NSSF card, copies of your N, of your SHA number, copies of your biodata page of the passport. Look extremely organized. And click on a plain A4 paper your passport size photograph. When you attend that interview and you present your certificates in a well-bound, clean, nice file, it impresses the entire panel. And beyond what you are saying, they sense an organized candidate sitting before them. It is an important undertaking. Only you know its importance, and no one can help you. I've titled my conversation with you as the next steps. The next steps being, where are we going from here? And I start off with this little quote from Hans, who is a theologian, which says, what you are today and how far you've come is God's gift to you. What you become from here will be your gift to God. Will be your gift to God. Let us not underestimate the place the deity has had. He has been our invisible hand, bringing us this far. When you look back into your life, each of us has written their own story. Each of us has taken different paths. The people you met when you first joined last year, who would ever have known or foretold that you would be in this room today? Look at the friendships that you have been able to have, the learnings along the journey. And now in an institution with such a gracious Vice Chancellor, who is not only self-giving but virtuous, a rare occurrence and commodity in Kenya's public sector. Let's begin with Kenya County's map. As we look at opportunities within this country, let us not forget that we have 47 counties. So as we look for opportunities to work in or organizations to start contacting, let us remember that we have 47 counties in this country. So as you look for opportunities, do not concentrate in certain counties. Look at yourself as a person born to serve the world. Not your country, not your county, not your region. To serve the world. Do not be afraid to look for an opportunity in Canada. Do not be afraid to apply for a master's degree in Germany. Did you know that in Germany, education is free? All the way to PhD. And they have master's and PhD programs that are taught in English. All you need to do is get a sponsor who will take care of your upkeep expenses. That's it. And when you travel, bloom and never return. Because in this day and age where we have Zoom, where we have all these virtual conversations, I'm having meetings, or families are having meetings with their loved ones who are across the globe. So do not be afraid, and do not look at yourself as designed to work only in Kenya. Think about Angola, think about DRC, think about Canada, think about Australia. Look at yourself as prepared and ready to conquer the world. Go and give your service where it's most appreciated, not just in Kenya. So I start off my conversation at this map, reminding you that we have 47 counties. And each county is endowed with different aspects. Some have mining, some have farming, some have tourism, some have the beach, some have tremendous things. Choose and design what you want to do. Within the same context, we find ourselves as a country, as members of the East African community. And it's coast to coast, straddling the Atlantic Ocean through DRC from Indian Ocean. Did you know that those are the countries of DRC? And did you know that it's now within the law that you can work in any of these countries without the requirement of a work permit? Take advantage of that requirement. That you can go to South Sudan, you don't need a visa. You can go to DRC, you don't need a visa. And when you start working, you don't need a work permit. Even in this country, even in this university, there is no reason why we cannot hire from any of these countries. And so, this welcomes you into what you call your landscape. So do not think of only assignments in this country. In the recent past, actually this year, actually in the last year, not this year, last 1 year, Tanzanians have bought Bamburi. Are you aware?
Yeah.
Tanzanians have bought Bamburi. Recently, they bought Nation Media. Yes, they've now bought Nation Media. So why are we not going into their country and conquering? And they're taking advantage of the East African community, the protocol that we have. That is what stands next to you. What's the number of people in employment? And this graph really encouraged me when I did it up. And it's from the World Bank. Look at what is happening. In the year 2016 to nearly 2020, the number of citizens who are employed remained largely steady. But since 2021 to 2024, that number has been increasing. And that tells you that there are opportunities that are emerging that are in this country. If this trend is anything to be believed, then it is possible that we are looking at opportunities being present in the years following 2024 up here. Which sectors are these jobs in? Which sectors are these jobs in? This was an important graph for me to put here because I needed to point you to the sectors where jobs are emerging in this economy. I'll be sending the slides. In fact, I've already sent them. I'm sure they'll be distributed to you. But the largest source of jobs that are on this slide here are coming from the manufacturing sector. From the manufacturing sector. Second is financial and insurance activities, right? And this is a regulated sector. So if you went to the Central Bank of Kenya, you would know that we have a specific number of banks. You'll get them listed there. You'll get the CEOs' names. They will give you the list of microfinance institutions. They'll give you the list of SACCOs that are registered and regulated by SASRA. And they'll give you on IRA website the list of insurance companies, where they're located, where their headquarters are, etc. That is important data. So that as you start looking for jobs, you know where to find the organizations that are creating this very large number of jobs. Not for profit comes third, and this is the NGO sector. This is the NGO sector. This is data as of December 2024. So it's very, very recent, done by the Federation of Kenya Employers. So the agricultural, forestry and fishing is way below here. Right at the bottom is mining and quarrying, public administration, etc. So these are very low providers. Start looking for the leading sectors. The highest, most demanded social need and skill is communication, written and oral. Written and oral. And that has been confirmed by all the persons who have come ahead of us here. Your capacity to communicate. Your capacity to communicate. As you do the changes and begin to have a new you, please enjoin yourself into the habit of writing English when you write and send an SMS. It starts there, at a very basic level. Don't tell me, hi Moses. Just tell me, good morning, Moses. Good morning, comma, Moses. Are we together? Hello? Good morning, comma, and Moses with a capital M. If you're speaking to Professor Ondieki, then say, good morning, Professor. If you're speaking to your bishop, how do you address him? Good morning? No, your lordship. Your lordship. Or your excellency. It is English. You and I have been to school. And if you do not know this, it's AI. You can just Google there, how do I address a bishop? You do not write casually. Pause, sit, center your thoughts, and write and respond. At the end, say thank you. Paragraph every issue that you are writing. Put your phone on airplane mode and then write the message. And if you don't like it, don't click send before you have reviewed it. If it's on a WhatsApp, take it to Microsoft Word before you copy it and put it on the WhatsApp. Write English, communication, oral and written. If these two persons, the gentleman and the fair lady, were to speak, I was asking them to speak eloquently, to speak loudly enough that they could be heard. You see, if you're not hearing me, I can raise my voice. If I cannot see you, I can dress in glasses or open my eyes wider. But if I can't hear you, can I hear you harder? I can't. And it's your responsibility to get yourself heard. Communication only happens when you recognize that the person who will determine if communication has happened is the recipient of your message. You know, when people say sikusikia, sikuelewa, you are the problem. They are not. You are the problem. Because they determine if they heard or even understood what you were communicating. It's the most highest demanded skill at nearly 50%, 49.1. Number two, critical thinking. Critical thinking. Critical thinking. That when an issue comes before you, you want to respond before analyzing it. You see, there's a decision-making process in the world of work. There's a decision-making process. Confronted with an issue, get all the facts together. Number two, gather all the alternatives. And finally, choose the best of the alternatives. For me to be here today at 7:30, do you know what time I woke up? At 3 o'clock. And 3:30, had an hour exercise. 4:30, got back, had my shower, and 5 o'clock, I was on the road. So when I come here, and you're not ready for the interview, and you want me to wait for you a little longer, where were you at 3:30? So if I earn a shilling, $1, while you are asleep, would you allow me to get it and never allow you to ever have it or possess it? You see, a friend of mine once told me, he's a neighbor, a man should never sleep the day he wakes up. A man should never sleep the day. Let's have our fair gentleman who is beautifully dressed. Now you're holding yourself with your chin. Now that's not good. So what do I mean by this?
That when the man realizes who he is, he'll never go back where he was.
Good try. Yes, good friend.
Ever focused.
You're very lost now. Let's try the ladies here. All right.
A man should never say the day he wakes up means that once you're awake, you're supposed to focus on what you're supposed to do. And also ensure that your work is done on time.
Yeah. I think you've all said very good things, but don't overthink this. The last one.
I feel like it means that once you're awake, not literally, but once you realize your problems and find a way to solve them, you never really go back to who you were in the past.
Well done. It simply means, once you wake up, never sleep before midnight. It's just that simple. Never sleep before Because any sleep before midnight is the same day you woke up. But guys, do not be awake until midnight on TikTok. Do not be awake until midnight doing nothing that's not advancing your cause towards the purpose that you intend to have in your life. Working hard is an obligation for us in poor countries. Let me end this session, or this particular section of my presentation, with this quote that I came across. Focus on getting a job. Finish by securing yourself a letter of appointment that you may flourish. 3 F's. And I hope it can be the mantra for your class. Focus, finish, flourish. Focus, finish, flourish. Say that. Focus, finish, flourish. What are we focusing upon? The job. What are we going to finish with? The letter of appointment. And after that, we flourish. So as you search for a job, search as though you have been to school with data guiding you. It is challenging, it is hard, but there is hope, and data is saying there is. On data points, approximately 67% of all employable persons are looking for jobs. That was an important statistic that I needed to bring to you. That about 2/3 of those employed, those not employed, are possible to employ, are looking for jobs. So as you look out for opportunities in this market, in this country, it is very tough. Do not underestimate how difficult or challenging it is. About 782,000 new jobs were created in 2024. We have then extrapolated the numbers and brought them to 2026 using data lines that go back 5 years before 2024, from 2019. The unemployment rate is now 12.7%, and the marketable careers remain accounting and finance. For me, I'm unable to get enough CPAKs for the organizations or my clients who are looking for accountants. And if there's anyone here, if there's any of you here who has done CPAK and is waiting in the next 2 weeks to finish, come and see me. I have a job for you which will earn you 100,000 shillings minimum as soon as May is here. So your letter of application should just have 3 paragraphs. The first one, introduce yourself, tell us why you're writing to us, tell us your background, and finally, ask for an interview. Ask for an interview. How many times have I seen emails sent to my email and people say, or even write absolutely nothing, not even on the subject, attached. They attach and send to me. 3 months later, 2 days later, 3 days later, did you see my CV? I almost say to them, yes I did, and deleted it. Which is the truth. Because what was I supposed to do with it? What did you want? It needs to be fresh, it needs to be modern, and it needs to be really interesting and nice. What is it that I want? What is the objective I'm looking for? And what is the objective you're looking for? Only 3 things that you're looking for at this stage. Only 3 things. Only 3 things. Wacha tupande hapa tuangalie hizi vitu 3 ni gani. Yeah. When I finish before tumeongea.
Skills.
This one is looking for skills, as she sends out a job application and spends the night preparing and getting a list of 500 jobs or possible companies to write. You are after skills. Now money. Money. Aha. All right. Those of you near the pillars, and what of you are in trouble? Experience. Experience. Skills. Skills. Anyone else with a different opinion here? Again. Yo. Those are the three things we are looking for. Number one, a job. Number two, number three. So when someone says to you, we have a budget of 12,000 shillings for this job, what are you likely to say? Yes. Because you're looking for one, number two, number three. Yes. We are only looking for three things. When we get that job of 12,000 shillings, when we are there, we're going to look for the one that pays 18. But for now, tuchukue gani? Here 12. So we are only looking for and two and three. That's it. You are a wonderful class. So easy to teach. So in your career summary, be very, very clear. I'm looking for an opening in your organization, and these are the career sets of skills that have prepared me for this request to your organization. Your referees. Your referees. Do not put a relative, do not put a friend, and do not put someone who would not say something kind about you. Kama mulikosana na headmaster wa primary ama secondary, usidhubutu kumweka pale. Atakuharibia jina. If you wish to put Professor Mola, who is the DVC ASA, honor him with three things. One, a request. Politely approach him and ask for his permission to list him as your referee. Number two, give him a copy of your CV. List, we call him and he says, a student, what did you say he was? Ati, unasema nini? Henry who? Hey, no umepoteza power. Whether to trust you or not, we do not know. Because he does not remember Henry, he tries to crack his mind and race it through his head. He's like, is this any other student, or is this one who knows me? Who is this person? And number three, do not put his phone number under the reference. Put his name, put his title, put his email. If you want to reach him, tutamtafuta an email. In this day and age, you do not want to give and reach mobile numbers of persons to persons who may misuse it, because you do not know who will receive your CV or where an organization will dispose of your CV. But the referees need to be three. An educational one, someone who can tell us about your educational capacity, your seriousness, and your predisposition to pressure. We need to see someone at a social level, someone who can tell us about who you are away from work and away from school. And thirdly, someone who can tell us something about your work relationship. You do not want to tell us that you worked at the National Police Service, but of your referees, no one is from the National Police Service. That you worked with Shofco, and out of all your referees, there is no one from Shofco. Surely. Na kama huko ulienda ukachoma, usidhubutu kusema ulifanya kazi Shofco. Hiyo miezi tatu, poteza, kamelala, kamenyuria, poteza. Otherwise, we don't see her there, tutapiga simu. Tuseme huyu hakuandika Shofco, mbona? Wacha tupige Shofco. And Anatuambia, if you want to employ a thief, go ahead and employ him. It is no joke. So, the interview has arrived. How do you receive the telephone call? How do you receive the telephone call? On this special phone, unachukua very politely. It has to be in a quiet environment. It has to be in the best English possible. Best English possible. You must sit up, you must breathe in and breathe out to lower your blood pressure, then say it's in the morning, good morning. With a smile on your face. Because a smile can be felt by the recipient of the call on the other hand. Good morning. Yes, am I speaking to Mark Mutura? Yes, you're speaking to Mark Mutura. How may I help you? I am John from Safaricom. We would like to invite you to an interview tomorrow. Yes, I'm available. What time may I come there? Can you make it at 7 o'clock? Sir, I'll be there at 6:30 in the morning. Chini unajiuliza Safaricom iko wapi? Ni nini nimewekea? What is this? Na mimi sasa hiyo niko Taita Taveta. Safaricom iko wapi? Iko wapi? The story has this lesson. This call that this far, you may be 23, you may be 25, you may be 22, this far you have come. You have been waiting and preparing for this call. So therefore, on this call, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. I want you to breathe in with your nose. Breathe in, breathe in. Breathe out with your mouth. Breathe in with your nose. Breathe in, breathe out with your mouth. Another third time, breathe in, breathe in. You can close your eyes, and breathe out slowly with your mouth. Yes, that's called centering. You may have your seats. That's called centering. And it calms you down. It has an impact and it has an effect on your conscience and your calmness. And at that interview room, out there at the reception, arrive on time, remain calm and composed. Remain calm and composed. Next time you take an Uber, next time you take a Bolt, try and have a relationship with that person. Because you never know. They could save you or take you to your next destination when you have no money but they trust you to pay a week later, a few days later, etc. Do not go back to your family members and say, mimi nilipewa 12, mimi nikakataa. Wanafikiria mimi ni mtu wa 12. Who will sympathize with you? Who will ever honor you? Wapi umeona? Hiyo kazi ilifanywa. Kuna mtu wa Kisii University alichukua hiyo barua. Kuna mtu wa Taita Taveta amechukua hiyo barua. Wewe endelea na kutafuta yako 15 tuone kutoka wapi. And there is nothing as painful. You heard it from him who takes a job in April and later the letter comes and he has to write to a good dear teacher who issues a letter, and then what happens? His salary is adjusted and appraised properly, recognizing his position in the organization. Take what you have. Usikimbilie 6 ukitafuta 4. Usipoteze 6 ukitafuta 10. Pick what you have. Always remember, you came to find a job. It's been a long way coming. You're now 25. You've just landed a job at Kenya Airports Authority. It's paying you a princely sum of 55,000 shillings. Take care of that job. No one will have mercy upon you when you lose it, saying, the boss pushed me out. Why hasn't he pushed out others? Align yourself. Align yourself. Stop saying, my boss expects me to work at 9 until 9 p.m. Please do. Because if your mother was to be tapped by someone back at home and asked, where is Mercy? Oh, yuko Nairobi anafanya kazi. Sasa hiyo badala ya kufanya kazi ni kunugunike kwamba sasa ni saa 3 na bado niko hapa kazini. Jitume. Work very, very hard. No one has mercy upon you. And the job you get, there were plenty others who missed it. And there are so many more willing to get it and earn half the salary you're taking home. And do twice the work you're doing. So do not take it for granted. Is a master's degree worth it in Kenya? The data shows yes. Do not take more than 5 years before you return for your master's degree. Do not. My dear good friend, please invite me for your PhD. So, yes, need it. I'll come. Until you get a PhD, wewe ni nini? School dropout. Umekataa shule, wewe unaregarega tu. Wewe una maana gani wewe? I want to recognize the following persons and the following references, which were very helpful in my preparing for this presentation. As you can guess, I'm now at the very tip end of my presentation, and I would like to invite you to study YouTube, Career Bids, and also Pamina Swainaina, who has a YouTube link. The Economic Survey of 2025, PNBS, and also the FKE Skills Needs Survey Report 2023 were very helpful to me. I had long conversations with Mr. Peter Ihab, the Deputy General Manager in charge of HR at Kenya Airways, Mr. Mbubi Ngunze, the Chief Operations Officer of Aga Khan Development Network, Professor Anthony Wambugu of the University of Nairobi, and Dr. John Branya, a Senior Lecturer of Ethics at Strathmore University, were all very helpful in me putting all this together. Without them, I would not have been as successful as I have been in preparing for this presentation. Let me remind you that as we started, we said and reminded one another that indeed this far the Lord has brought us. And what I want to assure you is that what God started in your life, He will finish. And this far, you are the result of God's goodness in your life. What you do from here will be your gift to God. Will be your gift to God. It's been a great honor to have had your attention this afternoon. I thank you, and I look forward to meeting you again at your earliest convenience. Asanteni sana.
Hello. Sasa kwanza tupige tu mvua inyeshe, baraka ziongezeke. Amuta. Mvua inyeshe, baraka ziongezeke. Amuta. This is the God. Ametuonyesha CV sio ile final document peke yake. Hello. Mpaka ianzie character building before, then character demonstration during, and the character confirmation when you go for the interview. No, sasa kwa sababu yeye ni baba, huwa tunasema baba barikiwe, tunasema baba. Mturi. And then they are, even the other speakers with this, they have converged. They've said, one, you need diversity. Usikwamilie kitu kamoja. Panua, badilisha, bembeleza. Angusha! You have been so mentored that even in the process of going for interview, you know that my CV will either win or it will not win. But na ukiingia kwa interview room, unajua umepata ama umepoteza. Na ukishaenda huko, wachana na pesa. Job. Yani three things. Moja ni job, ya shili, ya tatu ni job. Tatu. You know, yeah. I think if any component of yours has missed, they have missed. They have missed. Tell them they have. But try to share with them the little you have taken from here. Ama namna gani? Haya. Sasa to crown it properly. Ile yetu ya Nyayo, digital and parliament. Nikisema Nyayo unachoma ile ya kwa. Nyayo. Digital ni ya juu bwana. Digital kapa. Digital kapa. Parliament. Parliament. Inasikika rahisi, ni smart sana. Hapa namna gani? Haya.
Wow. Remember the first, or the 10 or 12 points that you should do. Taking the photo of yourself. The one that struck me is going to the registrar for marriage. Those of us who have been dating, it's high time we confirmed. Is this for real? Before we finish, I'll be asking the finalists. So I want to invite our Vice Chancellor to finish this, and then we can end with a question and answer. And I want to appreciate the finalists for being patient. I can tell you these are worthy investments. Let's put our hands together as a speaker.
Good evening. Tumesoma hatujasoma? Tumefaidika tujafaidika? Was it a worthy day for us to be here? Yes. Very good. Very good. So mine is just to come and say thank you for what has been done, what has been said to all our presenters and all that, but more so for you choosing Machakos University. Are you happy that you came to Machakos University? No, yes, no, yes. How many are happy to be associated with Machakos University? Thank you, thank you very much. And part of why we are doing this is because we care about you. We really would want that even as you leave your Machakos University, you have a value addition. This is part of the value addition that you're talking about. Not many others of your colleagues have an opportunity to be prepared. If you took your notes very well, if you're going to do even half the things of what have been said here, you are going to be miles ahead of your colleagues. So we would like that even as we end, we ensure that you have something that is going to really prepare you very well, so that even as you go out, you will be okay. So I'll just take about 10 minutes because most of what I've prepared also tallies with what the other presenters have already said. So mine is saying beyond your graduation, transitioning to excellence in employment, entrepreneurship, and impact in a competitive world. We've heard it is a competitive world. Is there any of these who has told you it is easy? So we are sending you with the truth, telling you it is not easy. It's a competitive world. And therefore, even as you prepare, as you work on your final papers and everything else that you've been told you need to begin a new chapter. You are actually winding your earlier chapter or the chapter of your past education. Then you will now move into your new chapter, and therefore even as you prepare for that chapter, then you will be very well prepared. So, as I said, mine is to celebrate you people. Mine is to say thank you that you've been here, you've persevered for the 4 years or the 5 years for the engineering. 2022 is a very long time. Up to now. But even as you did that, then it is worthy. What you have done is worthy the cause. So today we celebrate not just your completion, but also the transformation. Do you remember when you came here in the first year? Are you the same person? How many says I remain the same person? Even if nothing else changed, your age changed, isn't it? Even if nothing else changed. Remember in the morning I said kuna wengine wanakuja hapa hawapata na kapia. Sasa wanarudi siku hizi wana shave, wanatafuta shaving machine ya kushave. If nothing else changed. But I know, I think we even have a testimony of the lady who came here in the morning that something changed, that something happened. And therefore, you joined as students and now you're leaving us. Na your degree, your paper. Your paper iko na maana. You are living with something, and if you were diligent enough, you even have added probably some innovation, because you had an environment which you are innovating. You would have added something else from any of the courses and programs that are available online. So you are living a different person. You are now living as a professional. You know, those who have been here for 5 years, you know, once you've registered, utakuwa na something mbele ya jina yako inaitwa. Where are the engineers here? Do we still have them? Walienda? Nobody from engineering? Yes. So after the 5 years that you've been here, there will be something in front of your name, isn't it? Yes. So we are living different. We are living as professionals. Your journey reflects dedication, discipline, and determination. Therefore, you are our pride as Machakos University. We are very proud to have had you as our students here in Machakos University, and now you are transiting into our alumni at Machakos University. Now, when we look at your journey, in 2022, 1,902 of you joined us. And combined with that, we had 150 of the group of engineering, because for engineering programs you take 5 years. Along the way, we have had those who don't go, for one reason or another, do not manage to go with their cohorts. So about 421. So we can see those who are going to graduate now. We have not counted the diploma team, that because you joined separate and their program takes a different time. So we see that in this journey, you have, sorry, maybe I don't know how to look like it, because the nilina nichoma macho. Okay, that's better now, that's better. Yes, so we see that not all of us have managed to get through that journey, and therefore it is good that we are grateful that we have reached where we are. Gratitude is one thing that really helps us have a different or a positive perspective to life. And you've been told it's a matter of attitude. Your attitude in whatever environment you are in will determine your success or your failure. You may be given something and you start complaining about it. The salary that you've just been told, you're told 12,000. And instead of appreciating and saying, at least I have something, I have a job to do, I'm gaining experience, and I have something to even take home, you start complaining. You complain until now your job becomes complaining. At the end of the day, you will be kicked out. Or things will be coming and passing you, good things will be coming and passing you. So it's important that even with wherever you have reached, it's a great success. Na ningependa mjipongeze. Kila mtu ajipongeze kwa mkongo, aseme congratulations. Even now as you wait for that, mupewe powers, because reaching 4th year, reaching 5th year is not easy, and you have managed to get that done. So we really appreciate you and appreciate. Now, nani anajiona pale? Kuna mtu anaweza kujiona? Nani anaweza kujiona? This one is when people were registering in 2022. This is when the management, there was the induction of first years. Anybody sees themselves? Hakuna mtu amejiona? Now I can see one of you or two smiling there. Sorry. I can see one or two of you smiling. Then when we go, that was when you were being sworn in to say I'll be faithful in my school and whatever. I'm sure that some of you do not even understand what it was that you are swearing. Some of you did not even know how to pronounce the name of the school or to know what it meant. But somehow, as I said, we need to be grateful because you have succeeded, you have reached here. And I'm sure the photo that you are being told to take, ile picha yenye iko hapo saizi na yenye unachukua saizi kuna tofauti, si ndio? A very big difference. So again, we would like to thank God for giving us that opportunity, for having stayed here for the number of years. Just the first time you entered Machakos, there are some of us who had never even come to Machakos. That was the first time tulikuja. Wengine tuliletwa na wazazi, wengine tulikuja peke yetu, wengine na guardian. But now we are very independent. We know all the corners of Machakos. We know what to do, and we have really been transformed. So we thank God for that transformation. And I just picked a few of you that we were able to get their photos and some of their achievements. Agnes Kabindu, you go up. She's the one. So you see, I don't even know that you could speak. This was my preparation of and we were just searching to look at students who have had an impact. You've seen one of them. That is a complete transformation. She's now living a very different person. And you can look at her journey. We are able to see her journey here. As a first year, she joined the praise and worship team, and she was a committee member, subcommittee, not even a committee, but a subcommittee member. In second year, she became the music and creative ministry coordinator. In third year, she already became the vice chairperson and also transited to become the chairperson. So she's passionate about leadership, development, and service. She did not solicit for this. I picked it, and you can even see I didn't even know that she's the one. Can we please give her a clap? Yuko wapi? Ametoroka ameenda nje. Where is he? So even does not deserve to be on my list. But anyway, we will still honor him because he's been he's the outgoing Secretary General. I think he was here in the morning. Led with purpose while maintaining academic excellence. And one thing I would like to thank about the group, the outgoing, can we stand, any outgoing who is still here? Can we please give them a clap? Thank you very much. Because this is the group that we had no challenge with. We worked very well. They would bring their issues, we discussed as management. It is not that there were no issues, there were no challenges in the institution. There were very many. She spent sleepless nights. Sometimes she would even call me at midnight. Amejaribu kuongea na Dean amekataa. Anajaribu kuongea na BBC amefunga mlango. Anasema Madam PC, ni wewe tu sasa ndio unaweza kunisaidia. That is the length she went to get things done for you people. That is this team. And that is why you will find that some of them also appear here. Yeah, that is Madam. Please stand. This lady, munajua what happened? She was the vice. When Mundi elect, she was the vice. And then something happened to the president. Even in other countries, sometimes that is what happens. And by fluke, you happen to be the one at the helm of everything. I remember the first day she was not herself. After the speech yenye alikuwa anaongea ilikuwa ile ya kuongea lakini ni ile unajikaza. Please take a seat. She has managed to steer the institution, the comrades, for a whole year. There were challenges, there was everything else, but that is growth. And we are proud as Machakos University that we have developed a leader in her. Just like we have developed a leader in her, just as we have developed a leader in the other one. And all the leaders in each one of you. Because as we've said, you are a changed person. You are not the person who came here. Mmebadilika. And even as you step out of the gate, you will step with your head high. That you have done a program, once we give you the powers on the 6th of November, and I believe each one of you is going to get that. Tafadhali, usipatikane na Mwakenya kwa hii exam ya mwisho. Wanasema mtungi upasukia wapi? Kwa mlango. Tafadhali msome, make sure you go with confidence. Kama umekuwa ukienda class all these 4 years, please, because tukikupata kwa hii, we will assume that actually umekuwa ukiiba the entire time, but we did not just manage to get you. That is our conclusion. So please ensure that with the 2 weeks or the 1 month that is still remaining, usiingie kwa shida. Ndio utoke na a very clean sheet of even your living certificate, where when you want to go anywhere, Professor Mola akiulizwa very quickly, tunaandika, tuna recommend. Lakini ile unastart kichwa unasema sasa ile dilemma ya integrity and everything else. You know, nikisema ukweli, nikisema is a thief. Because ukiiba mjani, what are you? Sasa nikisema is you need to keep your things safe when he's around. They will miss you at that job. And if you say uongo and then it happens that he now goes and actually that's what he's known for, you have spoiled your name and the reputation of your institution. So we have those dilemmas, and what we usually do is say the truth. What tunasema ukweli, hatudanganyi. So it is important that even whatever you do, wherever you go, ensure that you are honest and you're doing things the way they're supposed to do. Let me tell you, yes, Moses ametuambia tufute hizo vitu zote, lakini sometimes the internet never forgets. Unaweza kufuta ile yako kwa mail and everything else, lakini those of us who are captured, for example, when we are throwing stones by the media, sisi ziko kwa YouTube. Those of us who are caught doing something else. So sometimes it's by God's grace that tunatubu na tunasamehewa. And once we start that clean chapter, then we move forward and ensure that we are living in a competitive world, and you've been told you are to account to God now for whatever you're doing. It is not, again, what God has given you, but now you need to account for what you are becoming and what God has been able to give you for all this time. So we really celebrate Madam Ashley, and we are very proud that you led, and I think she was the first lady president. Yeah. So can we give her another clap? Yes. So we want to celebrate our own, and I think going forward we will even be giving you opportunities. I think I was discussing with my colleagues here and even our guests that probably we need to make this even a week-long activity, so that people can tell us. You can give us your journey. You can tell us, so that we don't just have to pick a few, but several of us from each school is able to tell us your journey, your fears, your everything, so that now we can be able to talk together and be able to see how we support you. Huyo ni nani? Mwaura ako wapi? Tunajua Mwaura? Jamani. Hatumjui? He's not here. Ni wewe? Wataka kuchukua sifa za mwingine, but we can see what he has also done. We can see. So that we are proud at Machakos University because of the things that you people have done. We are out there in the media because of what you people have done. There are several things. And I've said with just sample of you, I'm sure if you were to pick each one of you, there is something that you have done in Machakos University since you came in last year. There must be something that you have done. So again, that is the question I'm also throwing back to you. Can you just make a page of your achievements? I think we were also told about that. So that even as you go, you have a portfolio to say, while I was in Machakos, I was a member of the CU and I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I was even my class rep and this is how I supported this and this. It doesn't matter how small or how big, whatever you did. It is a contribution that you made. It is going to be a contribution in your own life. And therefore, build your own portfolio. make sure that you have a portfolio that can speak. You are told in the morning about evidence. You might say, I have this, but what shows that you have done it? Or what shows that you have it? So please, let us be able to say so that even as you're saying, I have a certificate or I have an award on this, hata ukiwa na kapicha kama hiyo unaweka kando yake na unaweka certificate huko. Who will not believe you now? It is evident. And we encourage that let us not just come and hide our talents. Si kuna ile story kwa Biblia about the talents. Mwenye anasema yangu ni kidogo, wacha nipiche. Even the little you have will be taken away from you. But let me tell you, how do we get to know people? How do we get to recommend you? Because you know, in positions where we are, sometimes you're asked, bring 3 students who have done this and this, or who you think can be able to do this. Kama ulikuwa unajificha kila wakati, you're not coming out to help anything, you're not coming out to volunteer to do anything. Hata tukisema mtusaidie kubeba hizi viti ziwekwe pale, wewe unaangalia pande ile. How do we help you? We get to know you. You only talk about people whom you know. So it is important that this volunteerism is very important in any situation. So that you don't have to wait to volunteer for the big things, but even the small things count. And sometimes when you may be volunteering to help somebody, na kamera moja inakushika somewhere, then tomorrow tunasema, this student is very helpful. And even that image alone, depending on the job that you're looking for. So must get on a profile a job, and when you are going for an interview, you align yourself with the institution. Because if you are to come to Machakos University, you're telling me you are an IT person. I'm looking for somebody who is supposed to help me with a database, for example, or my ERP. And you start telling me, mimi nilifanya sijui something else, I would look and say, this is not the person I'm looking for. And remember, organizations don't have time to waste their money. You want somebody whom when you get, then they will be able to deliver on the job. So it's extremely important that you portray yourself to do that, but more important, demonstrate it. Do it. Don't say I'm honest and you're not honest. Tomorrow, something ikiwekwa hapo unapita nayo. Yet you know that we stand for honesty, we stand for integrity, we stand for this. Those who are doing procurement, for example, unapewa kazi procurement, unataka upewe kickback huku na huku. How do you expect that tomorrow, I know that I have requested for this job from this organization and you asked for kickback. Tomorrow I have a very big job that I am advertising. Ukileta CV yako nitakupatia. So you will have spoiled for yourself and for the institution. And remember, when you are associated with Machakos University, watasema wale wanafunzi wa Machakos University wataki. It will not be only yourself as an individual that you will have spoiled. You will have spoiled for many others until somebody else also probably comes and does something that will again reverse that. But it will take a very long time. So please, for your own sake, just do things that are going to put you in the map, and positively so in that map. We are mwingine Alex, yuko hapa. Now I see. I was wondering, why am I putting them here if they are not, what they are away still working for us. Can we even give them a clap in absentia? So these are people who have, you see, best football striker, top scorer, formidable player, helped team reach nationals, second conference level. And you can hear they're still wameenda kucheza kutuwakilisha. Na hawajiwakilishi wenyewe, wanatuwakilisha sisi wote kama Machakos University. When they win, it is our win. We are in the map. So we really appreciate and we thank you. Again, as I said, I could have had an opportunity to pick each one of you because when I look at your faces and I look at the very first, when you are coming in, mulipata mnauliza, wapi, hii shule inaitwa nini? Where is this school? Sijui mnaambiwa enda kwa ofisi ya DC. DC ni nini? Mnaambiwa sijui DVC peke yake ndio anaweza, ama registrar anaweza kusolve hiyo problem yako. The registrar unasikia for the first time and you can't even pronounce the word registrar. Sisi siku hizi mnajua kila kitu iko. So we can write a story about each one of you. So as we have said, build. Just do that favor for yourself. So and you've been told put it in LinkedIn. That is now where people get jobs. That is where people look for. And by the way, the alumni association, we've been having a number of jobs that we've been posting have been given to the chair of alumni. So you need to become a member of the alumni association and be present in that forum so that you can also get references. And I would like to acknowledge that actually some of them have been sent to us by Mr. Mwariri, and we are really appreciative. Anything he's really a true friend of Machakos University. And even on that note, I would actually like to say that he gives us his time. He gives us his time freely. And you can look at the value of his presentation. You can look at the references. You can look at what he had to do. Mpaka ataenda atafute kalamu. Ndio akuje waonyeshe. This is the kind of pen that we need. You can see the extent that he has gone to. How many of us would be willing to do that kind of thing? We count very few. So we really are very appreciative of you. We thank you for this. And we would like to get very, very more of this. And the only way we can be appreciative or we can show our appreciation is for some of us to make use of the knowledge that we've been shared by the entire team that has been here today. That is the only way we can truly say asante sana for what they have done. So it's for us to take note and be able to pick some of these and make them useful for us. You know, we would be very happy. Maybe 20 years, even 30 years to come. We know some of you will be lecturers here. We could even get our vice chancellor of Machakos University from you people. So we would like you to come and give a testimony and say, when I was finishing and finalizing here in Machakos University, there was one gentleman called Moses Mwariri who came and spoke and said this and this and this, and I managed to use those skills, and this is where I am. That is what we can be able to say. We would like to say that Mr. Were came and gave his testimony, and I did exactly what he said, and it is because of that that I'm here and this. We would really like to hear that, those kind of stories. And that is when we will say this forum has been of value to us. And even as we continue celebrating the others, Mesikia, what Geoffrey has told us, kazi ziko, ni sisi kujituma na kutafuta. There is nothing you get on a silver plate. Nothing comes on a silver plate. Or they call it platter. You have to work for it. Wanasema ukiona vimelea, ujue, yes, vinaundwa, havielei bure. So it's extremely important that we know that you have to work. Mmesikia huwezi kwa kulala the same day that you? Please remember that. But you are awake doing what? I think that was the bottom line. You could be awake doing useless things. It is not worth it. So have those sleepless nights, but do things that are useful. How many of you know that we have a conference here in July? In June, sorry. How many you are leaving now? How many of you have written papers? You have to present. I can sponsor. How many have written? You have to attend your conference. You are in an academic environment. You have opportunities, luckily, you don't want to take them. So what I'm just trying to say is that have your ears and eyes open. Opportunities are always there, but if you don't look for them, then you will not get them. Then you will now start saying, hii degree ilikuwa sijui namna gani, hata nimesoma bure, sijui nini, I wasted my time. But you've been told, and it's been demonstrated today, that first degree actually is a foundation for you. It's a foundation for you to step and do anything. Hata kama ulifanya hiyo hesabu, ulifanya physics, ulifanya chemistry, ulifanya whatever you did, you can still be an administrator when you do chemistry. You can still be moved back and become something else depending on your skill, your passion, and what you will want to focus on. So you can be anything. The first degree is really a foundational degree where you know, it just orients you, it gives you an experience and opportunity to express yourself and to be able to build confidence so that you can now be able to look and gives you a mind, starts building your critical mind so that you can be able to scan the environment and be able to get to step onto what else you would like to be. So it is good that you have been able to get this. We have another lady, Winnie. Amanda Kopia. Yeah. That is one of the, she's a handball captain. I think handball went, yes, they are away to, Bado you come ametoka? Not that one, this is the one. You come ametoka? I saw him seated behind there. Please come. Can you conduct one choir? Can you please appreciate him? He has taken our choir to places. During graduation, we are very proud. We may not have said it, but I would like to take this opportunity to say, as Machakos University, we are very proud of you. He has used his talent in supporting the others. We don't have a choir trainer, he's the one who takes care of the choir. In fact, at some point I thought he was an employee. You remember even the day you were in concert? Yes, singing in front of the president. Any other choir members, can they stand? Anybody else in the choir? Yes. Please get your flowers. So we really are very appreciative. Now uliona alijituma. Nobody was paying him. Hatujawahi kutoa even 1 shilling kulipa yeye. But he took his time to express his talent and to utilize his talent. Now you have a portfolio where you can say, I was able to support my team to reach these nationals, to reach this, to reach this. So who will not even be able, when an employer is sitting to listen to him testifying where he has taken his choir, he's been able to coordinate. I can take him as a manager. Wow. So you see, those are the skills, and we would like you to come out and be able to use your talent and your skills. I think, thank you very much. Please shake your hand. Let me shake your hand. What like to see you? Yes. Very good. So I chose this time not to give you a speech, not to give you anything, but just to show the transformation. Just to show the transformation that we've had. When we came in as first years, who knew that he was going to be the choir master? Or to be able to have that talent? Nobody knew. But alijituma, akajitoa. And he has done what he has done. He is leaving this institution not the same way he came. So, and all of us are that way. So I just chose a few of us to demonstrate. Instead of me giving a speech or saying so many other things, I just wanted to demonstrate that Machakos University has been of value in your life. So even as you go out, be proud that you went through this institution. We are also happy that we have been able to transform and change your life. You are not the same way you came. Hata wengine Kiingereza ilikuwa ingii vizuri, lakini sasa wanaweza kutweng Sindio? Yeah. Some of us are not able to even stand in front of a crowd and talk confidently, sell ourselves, because this is the point that you are now going to start pitching yourself. I think Moses did not just tell you that an interview actually is where you pitch yourself. To present yourself and sell yourself, market yourself. Sometimes when you are going for a job interview, you have maybe even up to 10 candidates, or even more, who are looking for the same job. So it is how you present yourself, how you sell your skills, the knowledge you have, the way you are going to provide solutions is what is going to take you. So it is important that, again, along the line, we've been able to pick some of these things. So the reality of the graduation, we see that the highly competitive job market awaits you. It is competitive, but it is easy, it is competitive. Success requires adaptability. We did not sit, all of us, to prepare. Kila mtu alikuwa prepare kitu vyake, but you can see the themes that are coming through and through. Adaptability. See, right from the very first speaker, we were about adaptability. Yes. Creativity. Yes, you've been taught certain things, but you now need to use that knowledge and apply it to new situations. It is not the exact same situation that is going to come, and that is why even in class, mwalimu anakupatia example, usirudi ukampatia mwalimu hiyo example yenye anakupatia, tafuta example nyingine. Ndio tujue you are even creative, you have understood the concept. So we need people who are creative and people who have initiative. Opportunities exist, and we will not even go anywhere far. You've been told. He has outlined the various opportunities that exist. So, but only for the prepared, proactive, resilient. What did Moses tell us? By telling you, organize your documents. That is part of the preparation. Tafuta ile kabambe. Ndio hiyo ikidia unajua hii ni job. That is part of the preparation. Have everything in order so that even as you apply, as you get your certificate of good conduct, everything ready. This is part of being proactive. So that even any opportunity that comes will not miss you because you have missed one document or one document that is required. Then continuous learning is no longer optional. Again, all the presenters have talked about that. Siku hizi we have internet, we have YouTube, where you can learn so many things. Don't go and rest at home. Umepita ile kiwango yenye unaenda unaamka asubuhi uangalie kuku uende kwa shamba. Tafadhali, don't let your mind rest, because already you have invested so much in it. You only need to move to the other levels. Mnataka dropouts, mwambie kuna. So make sure that you continue, and within the next 2-3 years, look for a scholarship, look for something, move to the next level. And the good thing these days is that it is flexible. You can be able to learn as you work, or even from home or from wherever you are. So, and that's part of what I'm encouraging. Where are my deans? Yeah, I'm encouraging them that we also need, especially at postgraduate level, we need to have online programs, so that our students can take them and move forward. You've heard is taking postgraduate diploma. I hope all of us know that you have a postgraduate diploma in education now, so that those who took arts and probably pure sciences, you can have an opportunity to get into something else. As you wait to join your master's, you can still do that postgraduate diploma. It's just 1 year, then you move forward. You're able to have be multi-skilled. So that is what we have. So continuous learning is no longer an option, but it is very essential. It is part and parcel of life these days. Even for us, you've heard even the president is now learning AI, because there are emerging fields, emerging things that come in that you cannot remain until you say nimemaliza kusoma, masomo hayaishi. You will continuously learn, and for you to be relevant in your place of work, in life, and everything else, then you need to continuously learn. So resilience and my growth mindset. Expect and embrace challenges. You've been told you provide solutions. You don't want to be a problem again in the country, you know, kila wakati unauliza mshahara, kila wakati unanungunika sijui nini. You want to become a problem in the organization. Go and be a solution provider. You know, sometimes some people have even come out of very bad situations, like even sickness. Unajua ukikuwa mgonjwa na ukuwe na negative attitude kila wakati nini, hata hiyo ugonjwa itakupeleka mapema haraka. If you are in a situation where you are even expecting to prosper or get something good out of a situation, but if your mindset is not positive, then at the end of the day, you will not get whatever you wanted. I think Moses mentioned something very, very important: relationships. Usiharibu. Kuna wale wengine wanasema ukisha cross river unavunja daraja. Ukicross unavunja daraja. Please don't. Tomorrow you will run, you know, you might come and abuse the DVC, but tomorrow you will require his what? Recommendation. How confident will you come if you had abused him? How confident will you come to him? Your colleague, ulimfukuza alipanga roommate wako venye alishindwa kulipa rent ya nyumba, akakwambia nisaidie tu hii mwezi, ukamfukuza. Next time unaenda kugonga kwa ofisi unapata ni yeye amekaa on the other side of the seat. What do you do? How do you proceed? So it's extremely important that you need people. For you to succeed in life, you need other people. And therefore have good relationships with them, talk well with everybody, and wherever you are able to help. And that way, in fact, you will live a very happy life, because hautakuwa na kila wakati una hasira kwa moyo wako, or you are suspecting that, you know, this and this. So that, for example, hata mtu akikupatia maji unasema sijui nikunywe, sijui nisikunywe, sijui ameongeza nini, because you know ulikuwa umefanya nini, you knew probably you had issues with them. So whatever you relationships, networking, everything is okay for you. Like we're here, he was a student leader. Kama angaribu akuja tupangie meza, asema you know this administration sijui what, would we have even called him to come back? And you would never know that at Machakos, yes, sisi ni wazazi wako pia when you are here. So if you seek blessings, if you seek wherever you go, you will be able to get our blessings, you will be able to get our support, whatever we are able to give you. So again, remember to cultivate very good working relationships with others, and discipline is extremely important. Your maneno ya timekeeping. I remember when we introduced the issue of, I think, was it Jim? When we introduced the issue of dressing code. Vitu zilienda social media kweli. Machakos kama wanafikiria ni nini? My dress, my choice, my what. Si mmesikia wenyewe sasa. Mmesikia how important it is, how you present yourself. So nataka tukuambia tafadhali chanua hiyo nywele yako. Kata ikuwe fupi kidogo. You say it is my choice, but at the end of the day, the impressions that you give matter. So it's extremely important that even whatever you learn, then take it well and take it well and positively. Implement it, and it will be able to take you far. I think Jeremiah had already been told by well that good for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And I think even in his last slide, I think Moses had the same thing, that we have, God knows where we are going, and it is good that we ascribe or skip to that. So your journey is guided, your future holds a promise, and we walk forward with confidence and faith. And Drucker said the best way to predict the future is to, and you have seen I put there, capital, create. It is you who creates it. It is you who charts your way. Your attitude, your resilience, the way you present yourself, that is part of what you're calling creating. So when you create, then that is how you will have your future, or you have your good future, by creating it yourself and creating it in a way, the way we have been able to be informed today. Now, At Machakos University, we have those core values: creativity, agility, meritocracy, professionalism, integrity, and inclusivity. In short, we say, call it campi, plural of campus. Which one have you picked as you exit Machakos University? What is your prioritized list of these core values as you leave Machakos University? So that wherever you go, you will say, my integrity, I can ascribe it to originating from Machakos University. My agility, I ascribe it to Machakos University. So I hope we've been able to live the core values of our institution. So your degree is not just a certificate, it is a responsibility, and it is also a possibility. It opens or gives you an opportunity to be able to go or step onto the next places where you want to go. It's a responsibility to excel, to innovate, to contribute meaningfully to society, but more so meaningfully to your own life. Start with yourself and go forth and therefore make impact in, first of all, your life, the communities or your community, and then you move beyond. They say charity begins at home. It begins with you. Make an impact in your life even as you exit and as you make to the rest of the world. So with that, I would again like to say thank you very much for choosing Machakos University, for having gone through your 4 years or 5 years with us. And it is my prayer that God blesses you, God blesses the work of your hands, God blesses and gives you favor wherever you go. And with that, I wish you every success in your future endeavors. And I thank you, and may God bless you.